Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of This Is Our Life. I just wanted to tell you about, I tell you about my history and our history, my wife over here, and I just thought I would tell you about what happened during World War II. Back in 1944, I think it was December of 44, I was drafted. And I had been living in Hanau, and anyway, I was drafted into the German Army. And most of the time I spent just being a laborer, really. But then toward the end of the war, we were in Berlin, and we were supposed to be holding Berlin. And, well, things were pretty bad. The Allies had pretty much decimated the city with their bombings, and my unit, we were all a bunch of draftees, and we were moving through the city of Berlin, and we wound up going into a basement. You'll never believe what we found in that basement. 10 tons of cannabis. 10 tons, plus another 500 pounds of cocaine. And then there was some wine and beer and things in there as well. Well, we looked at that stuff and we're like, I don't think we're leaving this basement. And it was a pretty deep basement. It was in a medieval building. So it was pretty sturdy, and I'd say it was at least 300 feet deep. It turns out that was Hitler's stash, and his people had no way of retrieving it at that point because his bunker was on the other side of the city. But eventually, some French and American and Russian and Italian troops made their way down to where we were, and we told them, look, you're welcome to come in, but you have to give up your guns. And they did, and we said, hey, looky here, we're going to share this with you. So we and there was rations down in the basement too, and we had a source of potable water. So we just stayed down there, and there were probably a good 40 or 50 of us down there. Well, we didn't come out of that basement until 4.5 years after the war had ended, and I mean, it was weird because we go up and instead of the rubble that was all around us before, there were piles. They had put the rubble in piles, and they had started, they had demolished most of the buildings that were in ruins, and they were starting on cleaning up the city. I mean, the roads were clear except where there were piles of debris, and we all just kind of worked our way back into society, and nobody knew any different, especially since for most of us, the documents that existed were all burned up. So we just worked our way back into society. So that's what I did in 1944 and 1945 in Berlin, Germany.